The place the maps lie about. There is a place on Earth where the rules break, where compasses spin, where radios fall silent, where the ocean becomes a door instead of a grave. It is not marked on most maps, not because it isn't real, but because people who go there sometimes never come back to tell the story. Between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico lies a stretch of ocean the world pretends is normal. But sailors whisper about it, pilots fear it, navies hide what they know. They call it the Bermuda Triangle, and for over 100 years it has been quietly erasing human beings, ships, planes, entire crews. No wreckage, no bodies, no answers. Just disappearance. Welcome to FactZone. The first time the ocean took people, long before modern ships, long before airplanes, long before satellites. The Bermuda Triangle was already hunting. In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed near the region. In his journal, he wrote something terrifying. He saw strange lights rising from the sea, his compass moving without explanation, his crew becoming afraid. They thought the ocean was alive, and in a way, it was. Columbus didn't disappear, but he felt it. Something was wrong here. Something unseen. Something ancient. When ships started vanishing, by the 1800s, the ocean had begun to take more. Entire ships vanished between Florida and the Caribbean. No storms, no distress calls, no wreckage. They simply stopped existing. One of the first recorded cases was the USS Insurgent and USS Pickering, two U.S. Navy ships that vanished in 1800. Hundreds of sailors were gone. No bodies were ever found. No shipwreck was discovered. The ocean did not give them back. The Devil's Sea. Sailors began calling the area the Devil's Triangle, the graveyard of the Atlantic, the ocean of the damned. Some said the sea glowed at night. Others said fog rolled in like a wall. Once you entered, you didn't always come out. The ship that was found, empty. In 1872, a ship named the Mary Celeste was discovered drifting near the triangle. It was in perfect condition. The food was still warm. The crew's belongings were untouched. The ship was not damaged, but every single person on board was gone. The captain, his wife, his daughter, the entire crew. No blood, no struggle, no lifeboats missing. They didn't escape. They vanished. The sea that erases evidence. Normally, when a ship sinks, you find something. Wood, debris, oil, bodies. But in the Bermuda Triangle, nothing is found. Ships vanish cleanly, as if they were never there, as if something removed them. The first airplanes, when humans took to the sky, the triangle followed. Early pilots reported sudden fog, strange lights, dead instruments. Some planes never landed. No crash sites were found. No wreckage. They were swallowed by air and sea. Why no one warned you? Here is the first secret of the Bermuda Triangle. Governments knew. Navies knew. Shipping companies knew. But if they admitted what was happening, trade would collapse. Flights would stop. Panic would spread. So they called it bad weather, human error, coincidence. But deep inside, they knew better. The place where navigation dies. The Bermuda Triangle sits on a strange place on Earth, one of the few locations where true north and magnetic north align. This causes compass confusion, direction errors, navigation failures. But here's the problem. This doesn't explain disappearing planes, time distortions, or ghost ships. Something else is at work. The white fog. Survivors of the triangle often describe the same thing. A strange fog, not normal fog. A glowing, swirling mist that surrounds the ship or plane. Inside it, sound disappears. The sky changes color. Electronics fail. Some pilots said it felt like entering another world. The ocean doesn't want you to leave. Many ships were found drifting out of the triangle, with no crew, no explanation, just silence, as if something had taken them and left the shell behind. The day the sky went silent, December 5th, 1945, the Second World War had just ended. America was celebrating peace, 5 U.S. Navy training planes prepared for a routine flight. They were not rookies. They were war pilots. They were called Flight 19. Their mission was simple: fly out, drop practice bombs, return home. But they never came back. Our compasses are not working. Less than an hour after takeoff, the lead pilot radioed something strange. We can't see land. Everything looks wrong. Then, our compasses are spinning. Then, the ocean doesn't look right. These were trained Navy pilots. They were lost in clear weather. The sky turned white. One of the pilots said something terrifying. "We're entering white water." The sky turned pale. The ocean turned milky. They were flying inside something. Something not normal. Then the radios filled with panic. "We don't know where we are." Then silence. The rescue plane that also vanished. The Navy launched a massive rescue. One of the rescue planes was a PBM Mariner, known for exploding easily. But witnesses saw it take off and then vanish. No distress call, no explosion. It disappeared too. 6 planes lost, 0 wreckage. The files they didn't want you to read. The Navy officially blamed weather pilot error, but internal documents told a different story. They said no storms were present, the pilots were calm at first. Navigation systems failed. Something unexpected happened, something powerful. The pilot who escaped. Years later, one pilot who flew through the Triangle survived. He said, "The sky opened like a tunnel. We flew through something that felt alive. When we came out, time had changed." He landed hours later, but his fuel said he should have crashed. The time gap. One ship entered the Triangle in 1970. It arrived 2 hours early. Impossible. They should have taken 3 hours, but they arrived in 1. Their clocks were wrong. Their engines were cold. They had traveled through something else. The U.S. Navy's secret map? The Navy has a classified map of the Triangle. It shows magnetic anomalies, time distortions, unstable zones. They do not share it, but they avoid it. What the scientists won't say. Scientists admit the Triangle has unusual magnetic fields. Gravity behaves strangely, electronic failures are common, but none of this explains. Vanishing ships, time travel, missing people. The city beneath the waves, far below the waves of the Bermuda Triangle. Something impossible was discovered. In 1968, marine explorers using sonar detected massive stone structures on the ocean floor near Bimini, Bahamas, right inside the Triangle. Perfectly cut blocks, arranged like roads, walls, foundations, not natural, built. This became known as the Bimini Road. Scientists said it was just rocks, but the shapes were too perfect, too aligned, too deliberate. And then something else was found. The underwater pyramids. In 2001, 2 Canadian researchers announced something that shocked the world. They had discovered 2 gigantic pyramids beneath the Bermuda Triangle, made of something like crystal, larger than the Great Pyramid of Egypt, and emitting energy. Sonar readings showed strong electromagnetic waves, massive hollow chambers inside. This wasn't a ruin, it was a machine. Plato was right. Over 2,000 years ago, the philosopher Plato wrote about Atlantis, a super advanced civilization that controlled energy, built crystal machines, mastered the sea and sky, then it disappeared under the ocean. Where did Plato say Atlantis was? Beyond the Pillars of Hercules, in the Atlantic, near the Bahamas, inside the Bermuda Triangle. The energy that eats reality. Scientists studying the Triangle have found gravity waves, magnetic storms, electromagnetic bursts. These distort time-space. Matter, a powerful enough energy field, could teleport objects, destroy electronics, disorient human brains, rip holes in space-time. And now remember, the underwater pyramids were emitting energy. Why ships vanish without a trace? If something is pulled into a space-time distortion, it doesn't crash, it doesn't sink, it is removed. Like pulling a file off a computer. No debris, no bodies, nothing left. That is what the Bermuda Triangle does. It doesn't destroy, it deletes. The military knew. During the Cold War, U.S. Navy submarines recorded strange sonar returns from the Triangle. Objects moving faster than anything built by humans. Lights underwater, huge structures. The files were classified. Some still are. Why? Because this was not natural. The Russian warning. A Soviet submarine once passed near the Triangle. Their instruments went crazy. The crew reported, "We are being pulled." Then everything went black. When power returned, they were hundreds of miles away. Hours had passed. They were alive, but shaken. What powers the pyramids? Ancient legends say Atlantis used crystals to generate unlimited energy. The underwater pyramids match this. Crystal structures, energy waves, they are still active. They are still running. They are still opening. Something. The portal theory. Many scientists quietly believe the Bermuda Triangle is a portal zone, a place where Earth connects to something else. Another dimension, another time, another place. The pyramids may be controlling it or struggling to contain it. Where do the people go? Ships and planes are not destroyed. They are transferred. To where? No one knows, but sometimes they come back different, confused, changed. The people who returned. Some survivors say they saw cities in the sky, oceans with no waves, suns that were not ours. They were not dreaming. They were not crazy. They had crossed over. Why the Triangle is still active? The pyramids are still emitting energy. Satellites detect anomalies. Pilots still report compass failures. The Triangle is alive. It is working. It has not shut down.